ITF is the only worldwide intergovernmental organization concerned with all transport modes. We tend to have a vision of transport which is less compartmented in silos and really takes learning from each mode into the other modes and their connections. We have here more than 30 ministers coming from countries all over the world, and we have, of course, many bilaterals, more than 100 bilaterals between ministers, but also something that we've organized since 3 years ago called the Ministerial Roundtables, which are closed sessions in which ministers can talk freely among them and with big industry CEOs and leaders of NGOs across some of the themes that concern them the most. They can discuss freely without the obligation to make a decision in the end, and so they can think, they can learn.
It is phenomenal to be able to sit in a room with the United States, the Russian Federation, China, and lots of smaller countries who are every bit as important to this particular forum. So it is, of course, important that when we're looking at the big global issues, it's important that we can get international agreement, and that's why it's good to get us all sat around the table and have a full and frank debate.
The good thing here is that we can discuss in this international forum about international approaches to the new world, international approaches to standardization of unmanned traffic. If it's on ground, if it's in the air, we need to go beyond national rules, beyond national regulation. We need to create international standards. This is the right forum, and actually it's in this field, it's the only one existing in the world where we can discuss such topics in a very international environment.
You might have someone who's a specialist in transportation of a certain sort, someone else who's a specialist in logistics. And the two meet, the two discuss. Someone else is a specialist in tourism, for example. So it's very important, I think, for individuals, especially who are specialists, to kind of meet up in a venue such as this, to exchange ideas, learn about what the latest thinking is, what the latest developments are, and then explore synergies that might come out of that sort of interaction.
We from the expert side, we want to support the political side that they make the right decision when we're talking about rules and laws. There will become new challenges, but I'm very convinced that in 8 to 10 years, so we were talking about a completely new, different story of autonomous driving and the way how we drive with our car in a special way. It's going about a new mobility.
For us as politicians, these are things we also need to get our head around because it's not the distant future, it's the very near future that we're going to have to be regulating to legally enable these things in a comprehensive way, because these sort of vehicles will be commercially available, and that has its challenges, but it's also, I think, very exciting.
And for us, it is quite important to get in contact with our ministries as well, because we need the support to get the legal boundaries done or the legal framework done to get the opportunity or the ability to bring those functions to the market.
2015 is, of course, a critical year for ensuring the world works together to deliver a successful new climate change agreement in Paris in December.
Pour nous, l'important aujourd'hui, c'est vraiment de réinscrire la question des transports dans la question de la préparation de la COP21. Parce que si tout le monde fait cette démarche, ce qu'on a appelé l'agenda des solutions, c'est-à-dire des choses très concrètes, pas simplement des mots. Si tout le monde fait cette démarche, alors les transports auront apporté leur pierre à la réussite de la lutte contre le réchauffement climatique.
There does need to be a global response that involves every country, including developing countries, which are now, of course, becoming major emitters because they're the source of most of the manufacturing in the world. So that's going to be a key challenge to ensure that everyone is making a contribution and it's not just left to a small number of countries to carry the full burden.
It's an exciting place for us to be able to engage with policymakers and also talk about our sincere belief that we're going to be part of the solution set, a new mobility option that will complement others that exist in cities, taxis and biking and public transportation. So it's a great conference and a lot of people gazing out to the future to understand that where we are today won't be where we are in 5 or 10 years.
There are rules that need to be respected. We have to consider the consumer. We need to consider safety, security, and that's why regulations exist. Now, are we over-regulated today? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Can the rules be improved and regulations be improved? Absolutely. Should we meet to find better solutions? Yes.
It's been a terrific time here, speaking with other ministers, with people who are very knowledgeable in different areas, trains, shipping, public transport. So I've learned a lot, and being able to communicate, to share our joint experiences, I think is very fruitful for everyone.
We have reasons to be optimistic because we know what is the challenge, we know what are the targets, and we know what are the instruments. We just have to be bold enough to activate those instruments.